Welcome, horror fam, to HHN365, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. As always, my name is Mike, and I'm here with my co-host Jess. We are missing a couple tonight. It's just us.
Yeah, we get the reins. I don't know how off track we're about to be, but
Yeah.
best
Uh-oh.
episode or worst episode about to happen.
Well, we have a lot to talk about because on today's show, we'll be going over the recent house announcement as well as the tickets announcements. But before we get to that, as always, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at HHN365 and on TikTok at HHN365pod. You can always join us in discussion in our Discord. The link is in the description. And we have a merch shop at HHN365.com. And if you have strong opinions, which you may this episode, give us a call at 407-906-4134 and drop us a voicemail, and we'll play it on the show. All right, we have a lot to get into, Jess.
Oh, yeah.
Before we do, thank you for anyone who showed up to the YouTube live that we hosted a couple of days ago. I didn't attend. I don't think you were there either.
No, we're
Jess.
the two that weren't there.
There two were there, but I'm sure it was a great time.
Yeah,
those events, those YouTube lives are really fun. I like doing them. So,
yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's hop right into the news. It looks like we're going to go straight over to Hollywood, where we have some construction updates from our good friend Kevin. The first one, let's get into it. It looks like the Monstros facade is looking better and better, and what is presumably being El Cucui's cave is starting to be seen because it's really tall.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now. I don't believe it's the same facade from El Cucuy. I think this is very different.
Yeah, it looks different to
when
me.
They had it, I don't remember because I wasn't invested back then like that, but it looks cool. There's like some ironwork on the top of it.
Yeah, this is the El Cucuy house is past my time. I started following Hollywood a little bit after that, but yeah, this looks interesting.
It looks good. It's no 2-story mausoleum. It's no 3-story mausoleum. I'm a big fan of those, but apparently they're not real.
Eventually, we're just gonna have a skyscraper mausoleum.
Well, if you look closely at the picture, there's a big crane in the that is for the new skyscraper mausoleum attraction in the Parisian Courtyard.
All right, what's the next one? It looks like there is a fence with some barbed wire surrounding the front of the rumored Texas Chainsaw Massacre facade. We're starting to see some chain link.
Yeah, I mean, we assume this is like a meat processing plant, I think is what we've been saying, or people have been saying online, this facade. So I guess that makes sense. You got to keep the meat in. I don't know. That was a terrible sentence.
Yeah, this is rumored to be about the Netflix one, right?
Oh, is it? I thought it was an original take, but I haven't been on a couple weeks episode.
I don't know. Last I heard, it was rumored to be about the Netflix one, but now I'm starting to see rumors starting to say that it's an original take. I do not know for sure. This is going to be interesting on how they do it, mainly because the Chainsaw Massacre is also is going to be. I don't think we've talked about it, Jess, but they're also doing that at Six Flags in Jersey. So we're getting two different events doing two different takes on a Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Isn't California also doing it?
California is doing a bunch of them, but they are not doing Texas Chainsaw. Oh. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to be a Jersey exclusive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jersey got something.
Yeah, they got something.
That's interesting. Whenever Jonathan's back, he will correct us on what if this is you said a Netflix series?
That's what Jonathan said on the last time we talked.
Well, I haven't been here in I think 3 episodes, so I'm behind.
He keeps his nose down and his ear down to the rumors a lot more than me. Mm-hmm. But I have started to see some rumblings that this is more of an original take. But I don't know. Jonathan would know better than me what to believe here.
Yeah, is Leatherface like making meat now? Is he like Sweeney Todd meat pieing it up or something?
Oh, you said the magic words,
I
Sweeney
know.
Todd.
That-
Uh,
We're
welcome to
here.
Broadway Talk.
With Jess and Mike.
All right.
Let us talk to
Jess, I
you.
just saw Illinois. What did you think about The Outsiders?
That fight choreography, man, the
oh,
rain.
oh my gosh.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
everyone has tuned out. Thank you so much. We already had your download, so
I- right?
um
Oh, man.
moving on. We have one more Hollywood construction update from the Entertainment Connection on Twitter. The facade for Soundstage 12 is now very clearly visible. And it looks like a crypt of some sort. And this leads us to believe that this is the rumored monster's house, which on both
Mm,
maps has the female symbol. So
yeah.
that's our last house that we need for Orlando.
Yeah, it's funny. It's interesting that this is the last one to be announced because normally
Yeah.
Monsters comes pretty early. That's usually like the second or third thing announced. They're usually quick to announce the Monsters IP. They're kind of saving this one for last. It's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like Legends was like one of the first houses announced, wasn't it?
Yeah, Legends was a first one to definitely was one of the first, and I'm
Had that
pretty
good
sure
video.
Unmasked was pretty early on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird because I mean I know Hollywood was kind of late to the party this year, but we were so fucking early, so I understand. They didn't even get
Oh
the
yeah.
invite until we were like 6 houses deep in the announcement they
Right.
sent.
We're already like talking about triplets of terror and like
I keep
like
forgetting
so
about that
what's
house.
this birthday party going to be like and they don't even have anything like yeah at that time they had like nothing to talk about. I do felt bad for them for a while.
Yeah, oh my god. I know the hotline was just like begging for some content. They're like, "Please give me something."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I did not love their Unmasked last year, so curious to see what Hollywood does. But this is kind of a tiny facade. I don't know what you think, but
Yeah, I try not to judge by these pictures. I'm kind of one of those people
sure.
who likes to see it in person, but this does look a little bit smaller. Yeah,
It's a little guy
we'll see. We'll
or
see on that
or
one.
girl. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I would assume what we've got. It's the 13th when we're recording this. Trying to think when we're going to get Monsters announced because also Midsummer Scream is in 2 weeks and Hollywood is definitely going to announce something then.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I don't. I would assume that Monsters is probably going to wait until August, first week in
Yeah, I
August.
wonder what they're going to announce at Midsummer. They're like they did an original last. They did an original announcement
Hmm.
last year. Um, do they don't really have any originals left to announce, do they?
No, I could see them because I know the weekend is still rumored. I could see
Yeah,
them doing the
I could see
weekend.
them that. Yeah, that could be the thing they announce. But they're not going to announce something. They're going to announce something exclusive to Hollywood.
Yeah, oh for sure. Because last year it was Monstros, but obviously we both have that this year in
Yeah,
different ways. So I don't know. I could see weekend. I could see maybe Terror Tram
yeah, that could be it.
or
Could
Texas
be.
Chainsaw because those are the three.
And Terror Trap is announced, rumored to be Blumhouse, right?
Hmm. So I could see that, I
Yeah.
guess, and maybe throw in a blurb about Megan possibly being in Orlando too, like in the press announcement. If
Yeah.
she is, because I feel like that's kind of how it was last year. It was like you'll see Megan somewhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She'll definitely be if it's Blumhouse back there. She's gonna be. She'll probably be the icon of it. Don't you think? Don't you think she should be the face of the Terror Tram?
I think that'd be fun. I think if you put Megan in like the War of the World set, like
Yeah.
she is the apocalypse. I think that
Yeah.
could be kind of
Oh, that
fun.
would be cool. That would be cool.
Her dancing just like next to the airplane,
Yeah.
just body rolls constantly. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Is that all the Hollywood stuff we have?
Yeah, I think we got some Orlando news to discuss.
We do. We have some Orlando news to discuss. Before we get to like the meat and potatoes of it, we have some construction to talk about. We have they just released the Discover Universal Major Suites podcast. Jess, did you get a chance to listen to that yet? Because I have not.
I did. So I I was not anti these podcasts this year, but in the last couple of years, we've all kind of vented our frustration about how some of them are great, but some of them don't tie in really at all.
Yeah,
And I was kind of hesitant, and I don't love the new hosts of the show, but
yeah.
I powered through and I listened to both actually today. So I listened to the monstrous one and this one. This one, Mike, was so good.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen after we're done here. I'm gonna put it on
You're gonna eat it
and
up.
listen. Yeah, and
It
listen to
is
it.
so you it because it's a radio show. It is like the town radio show.
Oh, okay. Sign me up. Sign me
And
up.
they're interviewing the kids that are
Uh,
gonna go to the factory, and then it follows them on the field trip to the factory.
oh, sign me up.
And
You've just said the magic
I
words.
know.
I am can't wait to listen to
So
this.
good, and, like, almost like voice actor kind of, because they are using, like, accents, they sound like kids, it's so cool. 25 minutes, it's very, like, palatable, easy to listen to. The monstrous one is also really good because I hope both of these are following, like, the house. I feel like that I hope it's like that and not like a Dead Man's Pier kind of a situation
Yeah,
where it had nothing to do with it beyond the violin, but I don't wanna spoil it, but the ending, the way that they segue this podcast into the zone as well, perfection.
yeah. I have a confession to make that, and I hope I don't have to turn in my like HHN fandom card. I don't necessarily love the podcast stories the
Mhm.
last couple of years. They're just not necessarily, for whatever reason, my cup of tea. I have listened to a few, and some of them are good, and some of them just didn't keep my interest. But these two that this year that I have not yet to listen to sound really good, and so I will report back if these keep my interest. I'm just, for whatever reason, they're just not the last couple of years. Got really into the first couple, and I just kind of stopped listening.
Yeah, I also think some of them are really good and they've put like production, thought into it, and some of them were not. They were kind of just thrown together. I think that focusing on a few this year, maybe instead of all of them getting podcasts, is the better way to go. And I hope that's what they're doing with these two because it seems like it.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So,
And I think some of the stuff just didn't like, with the Oddfellow stuff, like it didn't all like tie together necessarily. Like, and it just kind of like didn't make any kind of sense to me. Like, I don't
mhm.
know. It was like I was like would listen to the Vamp one, and then it would be like it didn't quite tie into the jungle. Like, I don't know. I had a hard time making heads or tails of like all of the Oddfellows, like how it all ties together, with some of the Oddfellow year of those.
Yeah, I agree. And last year's were kind of meh for me. I thought 31s were better, but still not my favorite. I think again, some of them are hits, some of them are misses, and
Yeah.
these two so far, big fan. I can't wait to see kind of where else we go.
Well, we actually have some construction popping up in the parks.
Woo!
Yeah,
It's
just
July.
yeah. Well, it looks like we got some trusses. We like to talk about trusses.
Oh, we love a truss. We love a lighting rig here on 365.
Just a plain box. We like a tarp.
We
Just,
love a
just,
tarp.
just a tarp covering something.
Ooh, we love
Yeah,
a
we'll
barn
never lift up
watch.
a tarp, but yeah,
Oh no, no, no. We don't touch. This
no
construction
touch.
updates are consumed with the eyes.
No, we just like to what's behind the tarp.
We peek behind the tarp. No.
No, no peeking. Just contemplating what's behind it.
Only peeking if the Florida wind kind of like picks it up a little bit,
Oh yeah, we just wait. Yeah, we just wait for the Florida wind to do the job.
It's just me and Mike standing in a scare zone just waiting with
Right.
like a fucking wind machine.
Right.
But yeah, trusses and lighting rigs have been put up in Hollywood, San Francisco, and Central Park. So 3 zones so far.
Mm,
That's hey, that's more than really we've got anything else on.
yeah,
So and Battery Park has also got lighting towers, along with a huge structure in front of where they usually set up a bar slash kitchen for HHN.
yeah.
So food and lighting.
Hopefully, this hurricane season does not destroy them all.
We already had like a category 4, 5.
I know, it's insane. and it's all I called it. I don't. I was
Hmm.
like, this hurricane. Something telling me that this hurricane season is just gonna be bad.
Every person I know that is from their 30s to their 50s is saying the same thing. They're like, my bones,
They just tell me.
they can
Yeah.
just feel this hurricane season. My knee can
Yeah.
feel this hurricane season. Trust me.
We've all watched the movie Twister enough to know this. Oh, the storm's coming.
Storm's coming. Now we got twisters. So,
Oh, I'm so excited for Twisters. I'm not gonna lie.
oh,
I
shocker. I haven't seen Twister. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Twister is one of my favorite like guilty pleasure movies.
really. I see.
Yeah,
I loved the attraction at Universal.
and that's
Big
part of
fan.
the reason why I love
Oh, okay. So
it.
maybe I'll watch it
Yeah.
eventually. I do have Deadpool Wolverine tickets in 2 weeks, so
Mm.
very excited. And I won a necklace out of the claw machine
I
on the first
saw.
try.
I saw. Yeah. Good job.
Eugene tried 9 times and I got it on
Oh,
the first.
really?
He did not. Some people understand the claw machine and some people do not.
Did he buy like 9 tickets to go see?
No,
like,
the, can you imagine? I would have killed him. Be like, we
like,
had frequent
Mom,
fears.
you want to go see Deadpool with me? All right, I'll buy your ticket.
We had frequent fears to buy Eugene. What are you doing?
Right?
No,
I gotta rent out the whole theater,
we have a private screening of Deadpool Wolverine in 2 weeks.
right? Just because he just kept buying tickets to get tickets.
No, we got friends at the AMC over at Disney
Okay.
Springs. And
You got
also
some extras,
they don't scan the ticket, they just give you a token for however many tickets you buy every time you go.
right?
So
You
like
just show them, and you're like, "Hey, I got six
I
tickets." Yeah.
bought these Deadpool tickets 3 weeks ago. I bought these
Oh,
Deadpool tickets 2 weeks. It's the same 2 tickets, and he just kept getting coins.
oh, that's fair.
Nobody heard that. Don't do that. Do
And you
not.
have AMC A list. You can just get a ticket and then cancel it,
Hmm.
and then get it.
And
Like,
just show them, and then you get your
yeah,
little Spencer's gift quality best friends necklace.
yeah.
And then you guys can fight over who's the Wolverine and who's the Deadpool.
I took my kids to go see a movie, and they really wanted to use that claw machine, and
Oh,
so I actually did that. I like AMC A listed a ticket to Deadpool Wolverine for a couple weeks from now, and then I took it up to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're out of tokens right now." It's
they're
like
out
ah,
because of Eugene and his
I,
9 tokens.
I guess so. I
I'm so
guess so.
sorry. I robbed your children of an experience.
I'm like, just open up the machine. I didn't say that. I didn't.
Well, speaking of tickets, Mike, I think we got to talk
Oh,
about the ticket gate of 2024.
here we go. Here we go.
HHN33 frequent fear passes were dropped on Thursday.
They were.
And as soon as they were dropped on Thursday, I want to say it was like, what, 11 a.m.?
Hmm.
They were gone. You could not
Yeah.
purchase.
I think someone broke it down and it was like 4 hours and 30 minutes or something. Like they were not around for very long.
No,
And they were dropped in the middle of the day during on a Thursday, the day before people's paydays,
in the middle of the
uh,
workday.
in the middle of the workday. And yeah, they
Everything with Express, all the frequent fears with Express except Rush are gone.
Rush, yeah, and I think it kind of trickled down. Like there was rumors that first it was Ultimate, and
Hmm.
then Plus went really quickly, and then I think there were frequent fears for about like an extra hour, and those were gone, and then it was just Rush of Fear. Um,
Is this what they mean by trickle down economics?
I guess so.
Like that is literally and I like my job, I can't have my phone out. Like it I literally can't. So I was just getting updates on my watch like they're gone and I'm like, "Welp, it was nice knowing you guys." in Express.
Yeah,
And I needed to wait till Friday.
yeah.
A lot of people did. So such is life.
It is what it is. And what is frustrating is that I think, and for a lot of people are in the same boat, is that half of your friends have them
Hmm.
and half of them don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that. I think there might be some refunds. There's
Yeah.
they got they got a little bit of a pickle for sure.
Yeah, on this show alone, we've talked about it before. We all normally get, or not Ultimate, excuse me, Plus with Express. Only one of us right now has a ticket with Express on it, and I'll leave that to mystery. on who it actually is.
Well, none of the four of us actually got any of the ones that were sold out.
It's true.
One of us had to begrudgingly buy Rush of Fear
Hmm.
because um like
And that was it.
they that was it. That was their decision that they made to handle this
Yeah.
situation, is getting Rush of Fear.
But yeah, so if you were one of the lucky people that got a frequent fear with Express, congratulations, because you guys really won, like, I don't know, the Hunger Games at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not sad about it. Mike and I were talking about it before recording. I'm happy to just to go to HHN with my friends. So I'm grateful to have a frequent fear, you know.
Yeah, for Express was a luxury for me. It was
Hmm.
not something that I relied on that made or break how I personally do the event. I like to go late, and I like to only go for the last couple of hours anyway. So the lines weren't too long, and a lot of the people that I go with didn't have Express anyway. So
Hmm.
I spent a lot of time as in standby lines the last couple of years, even when I did splurge for the Express. So for me, it doesn't affect me. I know for a lot of people who really like to, this is their passion, and this is how they like to spend their free time, and that made economical sense for them to buy it, and they had a lot of plans around this. They weren't able to get it, and so and I definitely get why they're frustrated, and why they're upset, and those are valid feelings,
Hmm.
around this.
Yep.
That's not how I personally feel. I feel a little less passionate about it, but I know a lot of people are very passionate about how this was handled.
Yeah. And it sucks. There was a lot of stress for 24 hours from Thursday to Friday for me because after the panic of all of the tickets like being gone, the ones with Express, it was like, well, did they cap the regular tickets? Is there like some new limit or some new thing that they're trying to make it so single nights, have more freedom in the park, or what is it? So I was just like, I wanted to get a frequent fear regardless just before they were gone because they did sell out in September last year too. So I don't know. Like we didn't know this like sets a precedent now. So I feel like the panic that it caused was just crazy. And when I
Yeah.
finally was able to catch up, I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" HHN.
Yeah.
Like,
And yeah,
damn.
normally that only happens like in August, like in mid
Mhm.
August, because this feeling of panic is not new. Like
Mhm.
Jess and I were talking about before, like this type of panic is not new. It's just the timing of the panic, because I've had to call and buy my frequent fear, with Express, like because they sold out online.
Mhm.
The last 2 years, I've had to make a phone call to purchase it. This year, it just came way too quickly, for everyone.
Yeah. It just I'm worried now for what this means for next year when they drop and
Yeah.
how anxious people are going to be. But
Oh, next year it's gonna crash the site.
I could tell you just buying it yesterday, it took me almost 45 minutes to be able to purchase my tickets because the app kept crashing, the site kept crashing, and even now I purchase them through the app, it still can't load my tickets. Even like annual passes are not loading on the app. So I know I have them, I have the PDF in my email, but like my wallet on the Universal app, it just keeps crashing and crashing and crashing.
Yeah. What they'll probably have to do is a lottery system. They will have to be kind of
Yeah.
like Oogie Boogie Bash or whatever. You'll have to sign up, and get a lottery time slot to purchase your frequent fear. If they are going to indeed continue to limit,
Mhm.
multi night express tickets like this, then moving forward, then they are probably going to have to set up some sort of um, full disclosure lottery system. And so I think that's where most people are frustrated, is the lack of transparency around how this was going to be handled. um, I think if they had told people, "Hey, we're going to be limiting for guest satisfaction," about how many were sold last year, which is, I think, the what is most people are saying is kind of the thought process behind this is that there was a lot of guest feedback about wait times just in general last
Hmm.
year about being too long, and that they needed to try to figure out a way to handle that, and that by doing the scaling back how many express tickets they are going to sell, um, and having a more control about how many express tickets per night are sold. If when you do individual nights, you can control that. You have less multi-night tickets. You can not control how many people show up, but if you sell individual, you have more control and idea of when those people are going to be there, and they can control. If it's not that busy of a night, they can sell more or they sell less. And so they have more control this way. So I get for a logistic standpoint, by not selling multi-night tickets, they have much more of a control over the guest experience. I get that. I think what people are more upset about, and I really want to be done discussing this, so I'll wrap it up. I didn't expect we would talk about it for like 20 minutes or whatever, but is that they just didn't tell anybody. It was just kind of the way it just happened,
Yeah.
and it was just caught everyone by surprise. I think that's why people are upset.
Yeah, and everyone is allowed to have their feelings, and I agree. We should wrap it up. I don't think we're harping on it. I think we're just kind of discussing the last 48 hours and kind of how
Yeah,
the community went down. And I don't agree with people like attacking how people spend their money. And that this event itself is a luxury to everyone in the
yeah,
community because
yeah,
it's something extra that you get to do in your day. So
yeah,
I'm just reminding myself to be grateful that I can afford a multi-night ticket. Back in the day, I used to only be able to go one night, two nights. I couldn't afford a frequent fare. So, and I also wasn't a local. I'm just happy to be here and be able
yeah,
to drive my 15 minutes to HHN. And if I have to wait in a line, I have to wait in a line. The express system was fucked. I will agree. As someone who had been using it for a couple years.
yeah,
So, hopefully this fixes it. And if it doesn't, I like that they're testing new things
yeah.
to try to solve problems.
Yeah. I mean, this definitely gives them a much more control over how many express tickets are sold for any given night. If you
Mhm.
have less multi-night tickets, you'll have a more of an idea of when. Now, I just hope that they don't abuse that and
Mhm.
just sell a bunch of express tickets, and it's the same amount of people. It's just sold to an individual night. I hope they do have a bit more of in that it is done for guest satisfaction.
Yeah. But let's get into these multi-night
Yeah.
tickets, Mike. Let's
Let's
stop
get into
harping.
it. Yeah, let's get into it. So the Rush of Fear, the dates seem a little bit different. If I recall, I think last year you had every weekend in September. This one you have the August weekend, and then you have the 4th through the 8th, the 11th through the 15th, and then your pass ends 18th through the 22nd. So you're actually not getting that last weekend in September, which is that typical? I think you
I
used to get all of September.
You used to, but I think last year might have been the first year because I remember it ending on like the early like around the same time. Maybe not the 18th through the 22nd, but I think because we're starting even earlier, you still are getting 4 weekends. So you're
Yeah,
getting a month, which is what Rush
that's true.
always was.
That's true. You're still getting the 4 weekend. It's always been 4 weekends. You're right,
Yeah.
Jess. I am. It is.
It's
It
the
it would just
August of
used
it.
to be start on September 1st, and you
Yeah.
get the 4 weekends. Now it's the August that throws me off. Yeah,
We're just starting earlier and earlier every year. I
yeah.
Team member preview is on a Tuesday this year, which is like insane to me. But hey, I get it. Premium screen, whatever, whatever. What are the prices, Mike, of Rush of Fear?
Well, regular is 179.99 before tax, and express is 609.99,
Woo!
which is a 15% increase
Wow,
on last year.
wow.
We skipped Scream early. Should we go, or should we go back to that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so they also released Scream early. It is coming back this year. Guests can get in from the park three to five, and that will set you back $55 before tax, which was previously 40. Which and I believe 2 years prior it was 30. So this one has
Hmm.
raised pretty drastically every year, percentage wise, of how much, because that's a significant increase.
Just for 2 hours, and most of the time, especially last year, those 2 hours were spent waiting in line because the stay and scream areas, you were stuck. I remember opening night, Mike, we were in the line together, right?
Yeah,
Where we got drenched. We were down
yeah.
all the way by fucking where the Minions like bakery is to get in line for New
Oh
York
yeah,
Stay and Scream.
yeah, and that's basically at this point that's all you're doing is standing. You're
Y-
paying to stand in line.
Yeah, we were in
Um,
line for at least an hour and
yeah,
we got drenched in that
yeah.
line. Oh my
It's,
god.
you technically could squeeze in a ride here and there if you don't have any preference of what zone you're going to get into,
Hmm.
or what, if you're, no preference of how quickly you're going to get into a house for, um but like, yeah, in practice you're probably going to need to get in a line as soon as you get into the park at 3.
Yeah, but hey, Scream Early, it's great. If you don't have an annual pass, I would definitely use it if you only have a couple nights at the event or if you're going to like opening night.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely get
using
it.
it for opening night, and I,
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
I think we
I,
have some friends that are getting it that don't have APs as well, so
yeah, currently don't have any peace, so that's gonna do the Scream early to have the opening night experience, and hopefully, there I do not get drenched from head to toe this year.
I'm getting to the park at like 2 o'clock. I'm getting into Finn's because that's what Duff did last year, and he was dry.
Oh yeah, I'm coming like a marine. I'm gonna come in like I'm gonna have like bag of umbrellas and
Yeah.
ponchos and like quick dry underwear. Like I am going to be prepared.
I
Um,
yeah, same. I have a poncho ready to go. You guys are not going to recognize us. We're going to look like
yeah, yeah,
tactical.
tactical. Go go go!
Where's the 365 crew? We're just running
You're
through
just
the
gonna see
park.
it's like just her eyes, just around.
They didn't have Express this year. They really they really took it seriously.
Right.
Um, all right, the next ticket that's available is the Frequent Fear Pass, and this one's going to get you the first weekend, so August 30th through the 31st, excuse me, and then every Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the event. So you don't get Friday, Saturdays, or Sundays. No, you do get Sundays. Sorry, Friday or
Yeah.
Saturdays. The and that is $239.99 before tax for the regular. That was a 4% increase, and then Express, which is sold out, is $729.99 before tax, which is a 20% increase from last year.
Whew. The 4% increase.
Yeah,
Perfect.
fine. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're still getting we don't have exactly how many nights each ticket is. I know we normally talk about that, but I think there's like I don't know how many event nights this year, almost 50 or over. I don't know. Someone will
A
fucking
lot.
tell me. There's
A
a
lot.
lot
Yeah.
of event nights of HHN33 and there's a lot of ticket on frequent fear up. You get a lot of
Okay.
nights and I think it's worth it. If you wanted express, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. That is um, sold out. Oh, we should talk about how, I think of at one point it said currently sold out, and then they changed that to is sold out. So there was some verbiage changed on the website as well. Uh,
Yep, there was. And it's in all red, bold, capital letters on the website
yeah.
now. So
Basically, stop calling the guest service center, please.
leave them alone.
Yeah.
They're babies. All right. Next pass.
The next one we have, our personal favorite, the Frequent Fear Plus, which you get, basically every night, except Saturday, but you get certain Saturdays, Saturday, November 2nd, and the first Saturday. I think that's the best way to describe it, right? It's
Yeah.
and basically every night of the event except Saturdays, but you get certain Saturdays.
Yeah, you get the first and the last, which
First and the last, and
oh yeah.
then every other night but Saturday.
Yep.
And those regular were $289.99 before tax, which was a 7% increase, and express, which is currently sold out at $839.99 before tax, which was a 20% increase.
Yep. Hey, I saved myself. It was. I remember this one because I looked at it. It was $950 with tax.
Yeah,
Express.
yeah, no, it was insane. It was,
Yeah, it's gonna be $1,000 next year for Plus, which is crazy.
yeah,
The first time I bought my Plus ticket, I want to say it was $6.99 with Express.
yeah, and it was expensive back then too.
Yeah, but
It was
the fact that like the reason I feel so much relief is because I got to buy two, me and my husband, and last year he sat out so I could be able to get the Plus with Express because it's not his passion. He's passionate about it because of me, but like he understands that this is like my passion thing. So we have to buy two. I wasn't gonna make him sit out again this year, even though he offered, but I could not spend almost $2,000. That is almost double my rent.
yeah,
I can't do that. And if you could, I that is not a anything negative on you. It is a luxury, and I used to be able to have that luxury.
yeah,
So, and the last ticket, ultimate frequent fear. If you got this, you ball out.
yeah,
You get every single event night. You don't have to worry if your ticket's not working. It will
uh-huh.
let you in every Saturday, everything. The regular for that is $399.99 before tax, a 7% increase, which honestly I still think is a bargain. $400 for
Yeah.
every single event night
And you get parking. So if you don't
and
have an
parking.
annual pass, this is probably the to look at, because if you are going to be going, I believe parking is around $30
Hmm.
every night. So you're going to go through the what we're looking at, the $110 difference. You're going to go through that in the first weekend if
Oh
you're
yeah.
going. Yeah. So um, it is probably worth it to look at this pass if you don't currently have an annual pass.
Yeah. And with Express, which was sold at, is $1,069.99. I want to say, I this is the first year we've crossed the thousand. Because
It
last
is.
year we were very, very close. It was like nine something. But yeah, the 16% increase. We have crossed the we got a comma in the Express for Ultimate now, which we knew we were going to get there. It was inevitable.
We made
So
it.
hey, if you got this pass, I love that for you. I cannot wait to hear how many house runs you can actually do every single night now because there ain't going to be nobody in that express line.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, I
Unless they
hope.
sell, yeah, unless they sell a bunch of individual uh express tickets.
Yeah. Because
We'll
I
see.
know, there was a problem. And I know like that's where the DAS pass goes through as well. So it's getting backed up. But
They needed to do something to to curb it. There was something needed to be done, and I think it was just the way it was handled. I think is where most people are upset
mhm.
about. Alrighty, well, that is all of the passes. We have some pass holder news.
Mhm.
There is an annual pass holder tribute store preview on August 28th. So if you are an annual pass holder, be sure to check it out.
Yeah. There's exclusive merch too for pass holders this year, which there normally is, but it's normally I think a candle, a shirt, maybe a hat, and maybe like a patch for the
Yeah, it
denim
seems like a
jacket.
lot of stuff this year now. Yeah.
Yeah, a tee, a hat, a car coaster, an apron, a dinner mug. I don't understand what that
What
means.
is a dinner mug?
I really don't know. That one's kind of throwing me for a loop. A sign, a magnet, and a pin. Oh, there normally is a pin as well and a magnet. I will say that. But
Oh yeah, there's yeah.
what's a dinner mug? An apron is that sounds
Yeah.
crazy. But a dinner mug. Yeah, so we're getting an exclusive preview and
An
exclusive merch.
an apron, like a cooking apron?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I wonder. Like, do they mean a diner mug
I,
or a dinner mug?
I don't know. I don't know. This
Well,
well, we'll have to yeah, we'll have to find out. We
we'll
have
find
not
out.
seen it. Yeah.
Pass holders can also pick up their free exclusive magnet at Islands of Adventure at the Toon Lagoon UOAP Lounge or at the Five and Dime at Universal Florida from October 1st to November 3rd. So they're giving us this information early this year.
Yes.
October 1st, that's months away. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's halfway through the run.
Yeah, we're definitely getting the information early this year. If there's one thing that doing right this year is giving us as information as early as possible.
Yeah. I mean, we're on house announcement number 9, which we're about to get into, which is insane
Yeah.
in July.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
there we have a house announcement, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did it come the same day as the tickets?
Yes, the tickets, because the tickets are always available like 6 a.m. because they kind of can't control, I think, the time they drop.
Uh huh.
So we woke up and everyone, I think Jonathan was on it. I think Jonathan posted at like 6 a.m. that the tickets were live.
Yeah.
Um, and I woke up to that, and then I think the announcement came at it was like 12:06. We were back to the normal time, not the 33 anymore.
Uh huh.
So a couple hours later.
Couple hours later, and the announcement was kind of buried by the ticket and how ticket debacle. I don't want to use the debacle, but the ticket discussion. The discussion on the internet about the ticket. It was kind of the announcement was kind of buried a little
Yeah,
bit.
if I was because I think Blumhouse is the IP holder now, I would be a little kind of disappointed that like it got kind of buried by all this I don't want to say negative PR, but it wasn't positive PR.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks for this announcement because I know both times that Insidious has been at Orlando's event specifically, it's been received rather well. I haven't heard much negative about it. So it's normally really scary from what I've been told. So I've only seen it in 2017 as like part of that mashup with Blumhouse.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to see that one. So this one is going to be new to me. I've never seen Insidious at the event. So and the blurb goes as don't get trapped in the further as terrifying demons try to ensnare you. The red-faced demon will lure you into his lair behind the red door so he can possess your living body. And Keyface will unlock your fears with his key-tipped fingers to keep your soul trapped in the further forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know who Keyface is. I am familiar with the red faced demon only.
Yeah.
So I have only seen the first two.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't watched any of them yet. So I have a lot to watch this year. And what, 6 Insidious movies? 5? I think there's 5.
I think there might be 4.
There's definitely more than 4.
I don't know. I was looking at it before we started recording because I was trying to. I don't know where Keyface is from. I am not familiar. So there's Insidious, Insidious Chapter 2, Chapter 3, The Last Key, and The Red Door. So there's 5. I'm sorry.
5. Yeah.
And then there is an Insidious Tale, and Insidious 6 is slated to come out in August of 2025.
Okay. Okay.
So there will be 6. So I would assume Keyface is from The Last Key.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I know the Red Face Demon is from 1 and 2. 3 is The Man Who Can't Breathe. And I think the Red Face Demon is also part of.
Comes back of the red door, I
Yeah.
think.
So this is probably going to be based around that newer movie. It doesn't say, but
Yeah.
that's what I would
Well,
assume.
if you came for in-depth discussion of the Insidious franchise, unfortunately, we are not the ones
I'm so
to
sorry.
provide that.
I'm familiar with the Red Face Demon. That is
Yeah.
about where I can tell you we're probably going to hear Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Yeah.
Um, I can tell you it's going to be fucking terrifying.
Oh,
This
it's going to
is
be very scary.
Yeah, this is like I don't even want to call it like a sleeper one for scares because I think everyone's kind of unanimous. This is going to be dark. It's going to be scary.
It's going to be the Exorcist believer of the
Hmm.
event. I think it's gonna be one of those IPs that people aren't quite excited about, but it's gonna people are gonna come out and be like, that is scary.
It's going to wreck our shit. I am almost positive of that.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I'm excited to see it on both coasts because sometimes Hollywood does the really dark stuff really well. The really scary IPs. Did not love their Exorcist last year though, compared to ours.
Yeah.
If we're comparing it directly, so
Oh yeah, theirs was not great, but ours
no.
was ours was fantastic. This announcement also came with a video and some key art. Jess, did you get to watch the video?
I did. Very Black Swan almost with the ballerinas.
Oh,
Did you watch it?
I have not watched it yet. No.
Oh, so it give everyone if everyone's probably seen it, but to give you and everyone a little synopsis, it starts you're backstage at a show and you find out it's at least a ballet because you're in the dressing room with two ballerinas. They call one to leave, so one's alone, and she starts seeing things in the mirrors in the dressing room. A door slams shut, a metronome is going, and then Keyface is tapping his fingers. And then she backs up into a mirror, and the red faced demon closes the mirror on her, and then it shatters. And that's the end of the video.
That
So
actually sounds really cool. I'll have to watch it.
it's so good. I'm really loving these videos this year.
Yeah, these ads are really good.
I wish the originals had gotten some. I understand why not. But oh my god, I love it. I love that we get to see Otis in every single video. Big fan of him. But yeah, I love it. I think it captures the vibe of this franchise really well, from at least what I know about the franchise and what I've seen.
Yeah. Looks like some more details. Guest journey begins as they step through the archonic red door, where many of the tormented spirits and demons from the franchise await. In addition to the ones already mentioned, you will encounter the Bride in Black
Oh, very good.
and the Man Who Can't Breathe.
Oh, so this is probably going to be like an amalgamation of all the films.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be like a mashup.
I kind of like that.
So I definitely need to watch all of them. I guess I'll start tonight. I keep
Yeah.
telling myself I've queued it up um, probably 5 times in the last 3 weeks. I just not press play. Um, this time I'll press play.
What streaming services are they on if they are?
I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm gonna want to watch 1 and 2 again. I guess I have so much to watch this year. I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters, obviously, or yeah, this is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I usually just watch things on Amazon Prime and pay the $2.99 to rent it or whatever.
Oh, it's fair. That's probably what I'll do.
Um, all right. What else is there? It looks like guests will make their way through the haunted house and they will go from red door to red door, traveling deeper into the dark and timeless astral world where they must invade his collection of sinister creatures at every chilling spine chilling turn for the souls that will be trapped here forever. You watched The Sandlot as a kid?
I did. um. Okay.
That's my Sandlot.
I love this house.
I love The Sandlot. That's my guilty pleasure movie. I watched The Sandlot probably like 40 times in my life.
I love that. I haven't seen it in a while. Now I want to watch it, but I have too much to watch for this preseason and
Yeah.
not enough time.
And you need to watch Long Legs.
I want to watch Long Legs. That is
Yeah.
on the list.
It's a polarizing movie. Not everyone loves it. I absolutely loved it.
Okay. I haven't seen anything really negative yet on it, so hopefully that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I thought it was great.
I will add it to the list, but I got to do my HHN homework first. I think I need to start that probably tonight. Ugh. All right. Lastly, for this house, Ramon said on Twitter that this house is going to rock you to your core, relentless in every sense of the word. If you think you're ready, you're not, and that's exactly what I'm expecting in Orlando specifically.
Yeah, no, I think Orlando's is going to be. We kind of already touched on it, but I really think it's going to be like this the sleeper scary hit. It's the one that people kind of have the least expectations for when it comes to IPs anyway, and I think this one could really knock it out of the park. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm very excited. I think out of most of the IPs, this is probably going to be higher than at least Ghostbusters. I can promise you that. Uh,
Yeah,
but we have some Hollywood specific details. This is located in the H lot, which we knew a couple months ago, just kind of based on the construction. At least a month ago, I know people were already kind of confirming this was the red faced demon's lair, and we know that for
yeah,
sure now.
and Murdy for sure confirmed it that
Yeah.
this is where it is.
So I think it looks great already. I'm excited to walk in it and see kind of the differences, especially what we do for the facade. We will be seeing scenes from Insidious the Red Door in this house, as well as other films. So they're specifically saying the Red Door. We said kind of all, I believe, for
Yeah.
Orlando. And that's about it. Murdy didn't really have much to say on this one, and normally I don't really pay attention to Murdy's like Q&A tweets, but I could even see his responses and they were just so uninspired and
Yeah.
kind of like meh.
Yeah, I saw that he said it was in the H lot, and that's about what all he said. Like,
Yeah. He responded to I saw him respond to something Mike Aiello said on Twitter, and it was just like a "Yep, fun to work on" smiley face. It was so like sad. Just
yeah,
I really hope it's not just black walls and curtains. But we'll find out in a little bit.
yeah, we'll see. And then there was a merch drop as well with a shirt and a candle. What did he think of them, Jess?
Um, I
This type of shirt is never going to be my thing. Like,
no.
it's just not for me. Everyone has different strokes for different folks. This is not my stroke.
Yeah, agreed. And it's also it's the same issue I had with the Ghostbusters shirt. And it looks like someone made this with a like heat transfer iron on like thing you print out on your computer when you used to make
Yeah.
like shitty like matching shirts with your family.
Like a little puffy.
Yeah, and it's a little grainy. It's
Yeah.
a little like you got the file off Google and you kind of crop the watermark out. It just ooh, it's just not my favorite. And I HHN makes some really fucking good shirts, but they also make some really shitty ones. And that's not knocking anyone who might have made this key art. I believe this might have even just come from Blumhouse themselves, kind of like just as key art. But uh, uh, no, thank you. I'm glad it got a candle. I don't know what it smells like. Nobody's really said much about it. But yeah, go Insidious. That's what I think about the shirt.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, and that just about covers of what we had announcements this week. Jess, are you excited about A Quiet Place in Frozen Empire? You kind of alluded to it. You haven't been on the show last week, so I just wanted to get your thoughts. You excited?
Oh yeah, I was on my my theme park road trip.
Yeah.
I got to go to I got to go to Dollywood, Carowinds, Kings Dominion, and Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I had a great fucking time. I'm sad
Oh,
I missed it, but like
I'm so jealous.
the
We get to
episodes.
sit here and talk about Dollywood.
Oh my god, Mike! It was okay. Also, on one of the rides at Carowinds, you could clearly see a facade for Carowinds that they just keep up year round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on a coaster and I like looked to the left and I was like, "Oh shit!" I could not tell you what house it was, but I was like, "That is a house facade." Interesting. Just
I
read by
gotta
like a
get to
wooden.
some of these regional horror events. Like, no, maybe not this year, but soon.
I
You
would
know?
love to do like a regional, like just like an East Coast regional haunt little trip.
Yeah,
I think we have
I would
to
love that.
eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. But okay, sorry, we're not here to talk about that. But I loved my theme park road trip. But yeah, no, I missed. I don't know if I missed A Quiet Place. I might have because I think I've missed a couple episodes actually. I think it's gonna be a house. I'm excited to see the puppets and kind of what they do with it. Especially since it's rumored to be in a soundstage. I believe. I think that's a better place for it. Ghostbusters. It's probably good I missed that announcement episode because I
Yeah,
would have brought the mood down. I didn't like the house in 29. I am going to walk in with no expectations for this one. I'm going to try to watch the movie. I will watch the movie. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see like a weather house again since it's going to be Frozen Empire. Um,
yeah. I like a good chili house.
yeah, I love an air conditioned house, but going back to the fact that I don't have Express this year, I'm probably not going to run it as much as some of the originals.
Mm,
That's just the nature of it. So I'm excited to see it opening weekend and see how it progresses. But I didn't have Express in 29, and I think I ran Ghostbusters like 6 times total. So
yeah.
we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic for both.
Alrighty. Well, do you have any voicemails this week?
Oh boy, do we have voicemails? We got three.
Oh, all right.
All right, our
Let's play them.
first one I believe is a frequent flyer.
Hey, HHN33, it's El Churro Guapo, your friend from Southwest Texas. So know it's been a while since I called, but I was listening to your last episode about the code names, and I have an interesting theory. So I know Kevin Heimbach has been like spearheading this whole code name thing, and other podcasters and other influencers and content creators have. But I remember one thing spoke out to me was not all code names are going to be directly correlating with the house as people would think. It requires maybe some outside the box thinking. So with A Quiet Place, the biggest thing is sound. And a reason why I think Cookies is a fitting name for Quiet Place is because when you bite into a cookie, it makes a lot of noise. And you can't make a lot of noise in the realm of A Quiet Place. So Cookies is a very noisy snack. And Pudding, for Insidious, I think it relates back to the first film when we were introduced with the old man who's haunting the main character. Since he's old and living in a retirement home, what do they eat a lot? Tapioca pudding. So I think that relates with Insidious with one of the villains. That since it was based off an old man, it's pudding, but like tapioca pudding. Well, those are my theories. Keep up the good work, guys, and I'll touch back with you guys later.
Thanks for
Thank you.
calling in. Yeah.
Always love to hear from you, El Charo Guapo.
What do you think about his theories? Do you think cookies is because they're a loud snack?
I think that's a great theory because I don't think I had any for cookies or
Yeah.
pudding. So I think it makes sense. I think that these code names are meant to throw us off. And like last year, Last of Us was pair because it's a pair of heroes. Like, I think you're onto something there. I hope eventually we find out. And if you're right,
Yeah.
I owe you a drink at the event.
Yeah, I like both of those theories. The pudding one makes sense too.
Oh, for sure. And they mentioned the man who can't breathe by name. So you're onto something with all that. So hey. All right, we got two more.
So I've been watching or listening to y'all for about a year now, and it's pretty cool. I look forward to all your episodes when they come out because I love learning more about Horror Nights or how everybody else feels about certain stuff. But I was just thinking because I was watching an old video of Halloween Horror Nights 21, and they had such good houses that year, but the masks and the plexiglass really took away from some of the houses. So I was just wondering what kind of houses from that year would you want to see done again? Not saying that they will be, but which ones would you want to see again without the plexiglass glass and the mask? Because I would choose Beetlejuice because I feel like so many of the scares and the outfits were ruined because of the masks and the plexiglass. So I'd like to see what they do with no mask and plexiglass. What about y'all?
Yeah, what a great uh, voicemail. I love 31. Feel like I'm constantly defending it. There's so many good ones. Some of my like top five, I think two of my top five with Legendary Truth and Puppet Theater are from 31. I can't just pick one. I would want that whole event done again
Mm-hmm.
because I loved that year.
I agree. I it's not even okay. I don't even know how to word it because the farther away we get from 2021 and the whole HHN30 as a whole, like I don't get brain fog from it. I get this like warm and fuzzy feeling of like it really was something different. It wasn't the normal HHN, but it was kind of something special because we were all just so happy to be there and so happy to have the event back that like yeah, we had plexiglass, we had not so great masks and stuff like that, and masks on underneath, makeup, but everyone was just so happy to be there and the vibes were so good. But if we could redo it again, like you said, from top to bottom, I would not bat an eye. I would be like,
Love
yep,
it.
that's right, let's do it. Obviously, I agree with you. I don't think we caught your name in the voicemail. I'm so sorry, but I agree with you, Beetlejuice. I would die to see it done the right way. and maybe with this new movie coming out, the sequel, that it could happen in the future. Obviously, you know, Ghostbusters was a little bit better received from 29. So I would like to see it get the treatment and have this new franchise revival become a house like we're getting Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Puppet Theater, Mike, it was perfect the way it was. But if we could get that without the plexiglass.
I think that one honestly was affected the least by it,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the nature of it with the puppets and how they did a lot of the scares. I think it was the least affected by kind of the COVID precautions,
Mm-hmm.
which but yeah, it was perfect the way it was. I but I think even without it would make it even better.
Yeah.
I think some of the ones that were most affected by it is definitely Beetlejuice. I think Texas too. I think was
Mm-hmm.
deeply
Hill
affected.
House.
Hill House, mostly Texas because I mean, you know that he's not going to come at you when there's a barrier, you know,
Yeah.
in between you and the plexiglass and stuff. So I think that one was deeply affected by it. I think that it just wasn't. It was still well received and people really liked it, but I think it wouldn't didn't as scary as well. I think that also affected like things like Tooth Fairy as well. That one I
Mm-hmm.
think would be seen a lot differently. One, if we didn't get it back to back years, and two, and the plexiglass I think was truly affected.
Yeah, I agree. But let's do the whole year over again. Not in one year. We could trickle them throughout the next couple of years, you know, just to get something new.
Yeah, let's just get a time machine and go back and just make sure that COVID doesn't happen. I don't know.
That I don't know how we would do that,
Yeah,
Mike,
do
but
it. I don't
that's
know.
a comic book waiting to happen. Um, but thank you for your voicemail. Appreciate it. Hopefully,
Just
we catch your name on the next one. So sorry
find
about
the
that.
bat and just
Oh my
yeah.
god. All right, one more voicemail.
Hey 365 crew, it's your boy SJ from New York City. Or should I say, was from New York City, because as of last month, I am now here as an Orlando local, which is pretty crazy. But that being said, this is my first year ever buying a multi-night ticket for HHN, and I seriously need all the help I can get from you guys. So obviously the express passes have sold out, which was absolutely insane. So what's my next best bet here? What would you do if you were me and you wanted to be at HHN as much as possible this season, but missed out on that express pass? Do you think I should wait? Are these regular multi-night tickets going to sell out? I have no idea. Also, I might have submitted an audition for something, and I haven't heard back yet, so what do I do? Do I wait? Do I panic buy something right now? Please help me out. But seriously, I cannot wait for the season. I cannot wait to be in the fog for more than just one weekend this time around. And I can't wait to hopefully see you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you for your voicemail and welcome to
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah, let's go. That's
Come
awesome.
on. Your first HHN as a local is special.
It is.
Like, just enjoy this year. Do not stress. I know the ticket debacle was probably insane. It was for everyone, but do not stress. Also, I hope you get whatever that audition was. Maybe you won't need a multi-night ticket. But Mike, do you have any advice
Your
on?
question is hard because I feel like there are multiple ways to handle it, and each one of us on the have kind of gone a different path.
Yeah.
So there's it. I don't know. Like the problem is things are still up in the air. We really don't know. There are rumors that they might release more, but I would not bet the farm on that. I
Mhm.
would, and yes, there has been precedence with these passes selling out. So if for me, I would not sleep on. I would go ahead and buy a pass, not expecting something else to come down the future. That's what I would just go ahead and lock it in. So whatever that looks like for you, if you are better with having you want express for the first couple of weeks and doing the rush of fear before that sells out, that is a way to handle it. there, or if you want to have more nights, do you have an annual pass to Universal? If you don't, the Ultimate is probably going to be your most cost effective and affordable, because you are going to get every night of the event, plus not having to pay for parking every night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of ways to handle it. Um, do you buy express just for the most important night to you? There are different ways to handle it. That's what I did. I bought ultimate because I don't have an annual pass. I bought express for the opening night because that is important to me. I love the opening night experience. I like that's the night that excites me. All the other nights I go to the event, I like to show up late. Like to show up around midnight for the last 2 hours when the crowds have died down a little bit, the heat has died down a little bit. I just get to enjoy it. And yes, I've had Express in the past, but then I haven't always had Express, and that's how still kind of do the event. So
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely you're still going to have an amazing time without Express. Don't worry about that. You're still going to do these houses a ton of times without. And so it's really going to be a matter of how you see yourself doing this event.
Yeah, I mean, uh, we talked about it before, but for me, and like Mike said, all four of us have done something different on the show when it came to how we tackled the tickets, because it was a frenzy and everyone was panicking. So like for me, it was, what's more important, having Express for the first 4 weeks of the event, or being able to go the entire run of the event without Express. So for me and my husband and like my friends that I go with almost every single night, it made more sense for us to get the Frequent Fear Plus without Express, so we could go the whole run and have opening and closing weekend, because that's our tradition. So it's really what you think matters the most to you.
Yeah.
If you want Express, I would get the Rush of Fear. If they open more Express in the future, you can always upgrade. Well, in the past, you could always upgrade Rush
Hmm.
to Ultimate.
Yeah, you
Um,
can always buy a Frequent Fear Plus
mhm.
later and have access to October. Or it sounds like you might have access to October other ways. If you do end up getting that gig. So there, I would say, if is it really important to you to have Express? And
Mhm.
if it is, then I would say get that Rush of Fear before it sells out.
Yeah. But we also don't know if any of the non-express options will sell out. So I for me, I bought yesterday to have an ease of mind that I knew I had my ticket for the whole run, and that's what mattered to me.
Yeah.
You need to decide what matters to you. But Mike, we didn't talk about this on the show. Team members did get their information on how ticketing was going to work for them this year, and it is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Normally, actually, that's true. Do we want to talk about that
Um,
just for this guy's sake, or he can
yeah,
research it?
I mean, you can research it. I haven't seen a lot, but I know I am close friends with someone who is a team member, so I was able to kind of understand. It's kind of like almost like a Fast Pass Plus system. If you think about that, you can only have 3 nights reserved at a time.
Oh.
And so last year, it was you got it was like, oh, I can't remember. It was like 1 or 2 nights in October, but then you could also go almost every night in September except some Saturdays.
Yeah, that's kind of usually how it was when I was
Hmm.
a team member. October was a no go, but September was pretty open.
Yeah. But you had to reserve, I think, those 2 nights in. It was also opening weekend was not like a free for all. You had to reserve opening weekend one night, and then one night in October if you wanted to do Halloween or closing weekend. And then September was fair game beyond that. But now it's 3 reservations at a time based on availability. And I believe as you use that first reservation, if there are still some available, you can go ahead and book another one, a third one, as one drops off. So different system. If you use it the right way, it seems like you can use it to your benefit. But also, if all the tickets go for October, they might not open up for you to do that
Yeah,
anyways. So,
yeah, I would say not necessarily bet your money on that. Maybe just get whatever pass is more um, enticing to you now, and then if you get the gig, then you have a way to get some other people in for free, right? Don't they get like one or two guest passes?
I believe.
That's how it used to
No.
be.
Well, it used to be. I don't. Last year when I was able to, I did not get any guest passes.
Right.
So I'm not
Yeah, you were a third
sure.
party. I
Well,
think if you, I
no,
think
anyone, even like,
anyone really.
yeah, even Daniel, who's works directly for university, he
Oh,
wasn't able to either.
you
And
used to be able to get a couple
you can't bring
2 years.
anybody to preview either, but that's been a
Mm.
couple of years. So
Huh.
yeah, they're changing things.
Yep. All
But
right.
that's
Well,
it.
I think that's just about it.
Yeah, we did it,
Okay.
Mike.
We did it. We kind of flew through it. Just me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't go on too many tangents. I hope.
No. Yeah. I. No, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad.
I'm proud of us.
Well, as always, you can leave us some a voicemail at 407-906-4134, and you can reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at HHN365, and at TikTok at HHN365pod. You can join us in our Discord, where Jonathan is really likes to do events. He's been doing them a couple of times a month, so you can join us. Like, there's a big announcement. Jonathan really likes to get in and discuss it immediately with the Discord people. So definitely join if you're one of those people who, as soon as something and you want to hear from 365 or what, at least a couple of us, what our thoughts are, we definitely check out the Discord group, because Jonathan really likes to get in there and discuss it as soon as he can with a Discord event. And we have a merch shop at hhn365.com, and we'll see you in the streets.